Okay, I'm at 6890 Burnhaven Lane, doing a sanitary lateral inspection to inspect for some backups. They've had multiple backups. I believe it's all from root intrusion, but we're just trying to diagnose the problem, see where it is, get some locates on approximately how bad the problem is and how far out it is. So we're going through the main stack in the back of the basement. There is a right here next to the stationary tub in the laundry room. We went through once with a standoff on it, but there were some roots and we weren't unable to make it past those roots with the standoff on the camera. So I'm going back through without that little riser. Should be able to get through at the flow line with just the camera. There is a clean out in the front. It's be marked with a piece of duct tape and some writing. It is labeled as a clean out, and it's right here as the left turn here. I believe it's right here on top of this. There it is. And so that is marked. And this would be an access. You have to pull the carpet up and it may be under concrete, but there is a clean out here right before it exits the house and turns to concrete. Here we are back to the roots. We should be able to punch through them. Just hope we can see once we get past them. I will locate those on the way back. I was able to make it past. A little bit more roots here. These are not in the flow line yet. Those aren't far out of the house. Looks like we have some more roots here. Maybe hopefully we can poke through there. Yes, I made it through again. Yeah, this whole line's ate up. And so we should be able to get a little bit better look at this when we pull back. I just want to be able to push all the way out to see where everything is. So I'm pushing through a lot of junk. There's a lot of root buildup. We're going to see if we can get all the way out to the main. Okay. You can see the water running behind me. I think I've poked a hole in some of the roots and we're getting some flow. I think I've actually created a hole, so I'm going to give this a minute, see if we can let some of that drain down, and then when I pull back I should be able to get some little bit better footage. But you can see all that water coming from behind the camera, so I may try to hold those spots open as I go, as I pull back. I imagine I probably still have a little while to go before I can get into the main. And we'll stop at these spots, or at least the last one, to be able to get an idea of the distance that would be needed to clean all these roots and how many sections are ate up. May not be able to get through all this. think I'm making it through, but can't really see anything. I think I'm poking another hole in some roots. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go see if I can locate this spot, see how far out we are. So, turn on the transmitter. Okay, so we are right out. We're in the easement between the sidewalk and the street at this point. So we are off, off the property, but I think if I could get another 10 feet, I'd be in the main. I'm just not sure I can get my camera to go that far. But as you can see, it's pretty dry. It looks like I'm poking a hole slowly in these roots. So hopefully what we'll be able to do anyway is we'll be able to see a lot better on the way back, because I'll be able to get some of that water drained down through the roots. But there are roots all the way out. About every, I think these connections are about every 3 to 5 feet for concrete. I'm not 100%. We can try to check that, but yeah, I'm slowly moving, so I'm hoping that I hit a little bit of a drop off to have gravity help me, but I'm going to turn the microphone off so you can not hear me push and pant. Okay, so you can see off in the distance that we can see out to the main. It doesn't look like there's any more roots past this point, past about the 80-foot mark. It does seem like I have at least opened up some of the stuff a little bit by poking a hole in it, but there are roots as we go back. Let's see if we can take a better look at all this. But I mean, from 80 feet, now it's 80 feet based off of the drum. I did get a locate, and it was just about at the curb where I was stopped. But you can see here at 77 feet, the roots are just falling back closed. So I did manage to poke a hole in it, but there's some pretty decent buildup there in the flow line, and that's still about 75 to 80%, maybe even more of the pipe area at that connection. But we'll get a better look. It's a good connection. And here we're coming up on some more roots with some more hang up. You can see it all falling closed.
Yeah.
And let's see here, another spot where that's a good, 90%. Just the flow line is open.
So is all
here's
that
another
toilet
one
paper on the side? It's just.
Okay, so that's about at least 50%. It's kind of a curtain on both sides. The flow line seems to be open at that point. These are definitely all caused by those trees. There's another 50%, 60%. Most of these connections are getting roots in. And those are township trees out there, so there's another one. So these are 3 to 4 foot sections. There's another major amount of roots. And it seems to me that they're all getting in at connections. So probably the packing around the connections have failed. And that's the main problem, is that the packing around there is allowing roots in. So at least it's not a major structural issue. So pretty much the whole way out. I did mark the clean out in the floor, which we'll stop and show again. I did double check it with a metal detector, and we did find it. Another large spot. There we are, we're back in the cast iron. You'll see right at this turn, right after this turn where it straightens out, is where that clean out is. It was right. Oh, it was right there. I know I got it last time. But I also had a standoff on the camera because it's right here at the turn. There it is. It's just kind of hard to see, because it's just at that turn where it straightens out. It does a weird little S-bend. Maybe it does it to get under the foundation before it exited or something. It did a weird little S-bend there at the end before it exited the house. But all the cast iron looks good. It's pretty wide open. And we are back in the vertical. So, we made it all the way back out. So, the line is definitely full of roots. And so, I'm going to provide this to plumber for further evaluation. So that'll end the inspection at 6890 Burnhaven Lane.